Hello friends, welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn what is regular expression in MySQL. With that, we are going to learn how we can use regular expression with select command. Here you can see a dummy student table, and I want to search those students whose name end with WAN. With this, I want to search another pattern. If there is a name and OPH written in that name, then show me the name. And if we try to find this kind of record from this table, then it's written these two results, Advan and Sophia, because Advan end with WAN, and you can see the characters OPH in Sophia. For this kind of searching, we use regular expression. You can see after here we need to provide column name, and then we need to use a keyword named regular expression, REGEXP. It's a short name of regular expression. Then inside the codes, we need to type multiple expression, and we call them patterns. As you can see, it's end with 1. I type WAN and then I use $sign. It's mean the word end with 1. And then I use pi sign. It's mean I want to search another pattern using this command. So using regular expression, we can execute different type of searches in a single command. There are a lot of sign in regular expression. Let's try to understand it. First, you can see a upper arrow sign. It's mean if the string start with AB, then it's written that string, and our next sign is $sign. It's mean where string end with. If the string end with AV, then it's written that string. With that, we have square braces sign. If I type any character inside the square braces, here you can see I type RMS. In that case, it's going to find every character differently. First it's going to search for R, then going to search for M, and at last it's going to search for S. Next, if we use upper arrow before the square braces, and if I type any character inside the square braces, it's mean it's going to find those words who are start with A, otherwise E, otherwise R. Then we have another pattern where we can set range. Here we set a range A to Z. So it's going to find all these words if the word contain any character between A to Z. Suppose you set range between A to F, then it's going to return those results who have the character between A to F. And if I use another character after the square braces, it's going to create different type of pattern. Then it's going to search the character who end with AE, BE, CE, something like that. And last you can see pi signs. Here we can set our different patterns. You can see I type 3 names in our pattern, Eva, Mia and Nora. Between them I use pi sign. So it's going to find all the result if the string contain this name, and we can use any of this sign to create this pattern. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you the practical. Let's see the syntax, how we can use regular expression with select command. First we need to type select keyword, and then we need to provide columns name. And if you want to show all the columns, you can use star. Then we need to type from keyword, and we need to provide table name. Then come where keyword, and we need to provide the exact column name where I want to search. And then we can use our regular expression, and we can set our own pattern. So without wasting your time, let's start the practical and see how we can use regular expression. You can see I already opened MySQL Workbench application, and I also opened XAMPP control panel. First I'm going to start Apache, and then I'm going to start MySQL. Now our localhost server is ready for connection. So I'm going to hover on my connection name and double click on it. And this is our SQL editor. In our previous video, we work with person and personal table. If I show you the personal table, you can see we have only 4 records. And now I'm going to search record using regular expression. So first we need to select our table. Select star from personal. Then we need to use where clause. Where. Then we need to select our column name, and we need to use regular expression keyword. And now we need to provide exact pattern what I want to search in our table. And I'm going to search MI. If a name contains MI, then that name will show. Let's execute the code. So I'm going to click this thunder icon. You can see it's written a result named Susmita because MI available in this name. And if I type RA then it is going to find those words which have RA character. If I execute this code, you can see it's written Rahul because Rahul start with RA. We did the same thing with the help of like operator in our previous video, but we need to use percentage sign for that. In our like operator, we need to use two percentage sign to get the same result. But the regular expression is much more reliable than like operator. Let's dive into our next example. In the name field, I want to check those names whose name are start with AD. So we need to use upper arrow sign for this. So it's going to find those words who are start with AD. Let's run the code. If I execute the code, you can see it's written add1 because add1 start with AD. And if I type SU, it's going to find those words who are start with SU. Let's run the code. You can see it's written Susmita. So if I use arrow operator beginning of the string, then it's going to check those words who are start with this pattern. And similarly, we use $sign to check word from end. So I'm going to type NA, then I use $sign. So if I execute this code, you can see it's written Anna because Anna ends with NA. And now I'm going to show you how can we use pi sign to search more than a one pattern. So I'm going to type Rahul, then I use pi sign, and I'm going to type another word Anna, and once again I use pi sign, and I'm going to type another word add1. Let's try to execute this code. If I execute this code, you can see it's written null. But the question is, why it written null? Because we know the students' names are available in our table. Then why it's written null? Because we use space. We need to remove the space. That's why it's written null. Regular expression count space also a character. If I execute this code, this time you can see it's written our result add1 Anna and Rahul. If I remove an and then execute the code, you can see it's once again written Anna because Anna match with this pattern NA and Anna end with NA. But if I use upper arrow sign, it's mean it start with NA, and if I execute this code, you can see it written only two students add1 and Rahul because Anna not start with NA. That's why it written only two students add1 and Rahul. But if I use $sign end of our third pattern and then execute this code, you can see it written add1 because add1 start with this pattern and also add1 end with this pattern. And if I remove AD from add1 and then execute the code, it's also written add1 because also this time it's end with WAN. So this is our pi sign. Using this sign, we can check multiple records at once. And you can use this sign how much you want. There is no limit to use pi sign. And now I'm going to show you another example where I'm going to use square braces. How many characters we are going to provide inside our square braces, it is going to check it one by one. If I type IS, it's not going to search is, it's going to search IS. It's going to return all the name where INS is available. If I execute this code, you can see it's written only one student, SUSMITA, Susmita, because INS is available in this word. But if I search I, R and D, then I execute the code, you can see now it's written add1 Susmita and Rahul. Because D character available in add1, I character available in Susmita, and R character available in Rahul. That's why it's written the students. We can do same thing using like operator, but we need to use OR operator for this. Then it create our code very clumsy. That's why we prefer to use regular expression. Inside the square braces, I'm going to type RN, and outside the square braces, I'm going to type A. Now the question is, what is the meaning of that? It's going to create combination. First it's going to create RA combination, then it's going to create NA combination. I'm going to remove the unnecessary characters and I'm going to execute this code. You can see it's written two students, Anna and Rahul. Because NA combination match with this pattern, also RA combination match with this pattern. We can use multiple characters inside the square braces. So I'm going to enter T character. If I execute this code, you can see it's returned Sushmita also, because Sushmita end with TA character. Not only that, we can use upper arrow sign with our square braces. And I'm going to search those characters who are start with R, A and S. And if I execute this code, it's written those students who are start with R, A and S. Similarly, we can use AND operator with that. So end of the square braces we need to use $sign. And if I execute this code, it's written only two students, Anna and Susmita, because these two words end with A character. And in our condition, A character is available. If I type DN inside the square braces and I'm going to use A character beginning of the square braces, and if I execute this code, you can see it's written Advan and Anna, because it creates two combination AD and AN, and these two combination match with Advan and Anna. Not only that, we can use range inside the square braces. And I'm going to type C2E, and I'm going to tell you how it's work. It's going to find those characters who are between C to E. According to our pattern, it's going to select three characters, C, D and E. So our pattern start with A, and it's going to create three combination with A, AC, AD and AE. Let's execute this code. You can see it written Advan, because AD match with our pattern. So we can use range operator. Regular expression is more efficient than like operator, so we use regular expression. I hope now you know how we can search complex to complex pattern using regular expression. We can execute any complex search using regular expression. I hope now you understand what is regular expression. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for our next tutorial.